Hi guys, today I'm doing another review, a movie review, and it's kind of like the last movie, well, the only movie I've actually done in Black History Month, which next time I want to do a lot more. But yeah, I'm happy I got to review this finally. This was like Chadwick Boseman's last movie, the actor of Black Panther, and man, after seeing it, like definitely an excellent performance. And when it first came out, like yeah, after seeing his performance in this movie, I definitely wouldn't have been able to get through it without shedding a tear, man. Like, man, he definitely has an excellent performance in this movie. He definitely gives it his all. And knowing that this is his last performance, man, he definitely left a memorable one. Yeah, because he's made so many great movies, and this is definitely added to his career for a memorable performance. Yeah, even Viola Davis, which she basically is the main character since her name's in the movie. But then Chadwick Boseman's character Levy definitely gets a lot of screen time. But yeah, Maureen is like the true star of the movie since she's a famous blues singer. Yeah, and she basically goes to Paramount Studio. Like this is set in the 1927. Yeah, because like she's a famous singer from that time, and Viola Davis is the one who plays as her. Like I know her from like How to Get Away with Murder, a few other things, and I think she's going back for Suicide Squad, right? The second one. Yeah, but yeah, she's an amazing actor as well. And man, she definitely plays a great job and probably truly captures, Rainey, like the one, in real life, since this is based on a true story. And there was like a player of this movie as well. Yeah, but yeah, definitely these two actors do a great job. And then the one below, like he does a great job as well. I definitely like his performance. And the one from Fear the Walking Dead, who plays as Strand, and I was nearly gonna say Travis. Lol. Yeah, he does a good job as well. Is it Coleman Domingo? Yeah. And this is a movie where I actually watched the documentary afterwards because normally I don't really watch documentaries after like a historic movie. I don't normally do that, but this one, like, it was so entertaining. Like, I wanted more, and I got more information from the documentary and how they was able to make this movie. Like, it was amazing. So yeah, this shows like how good this movie was, and definitely one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Definitely put a lot of work into this movie. I think Denzel Washington was a part of this as well for helping make the movie, like a co-director or something. Yeah, because George is the real director, and it kind of explains what he's trying to do with this movie. Like, he definitely did a lot of research and stuff, and man, it definitely paid off. Made this excellent movie. But yeah, basically, I don't even know which character I should talk about first. Should I talk about Levy or um, you know, Marini? Because she's like a famous blues singer, and she basically goes to Paramount Studio to make a record for this company. And since it's in the 20s, 1927 basically, it's kind of a racist time for black people, and it's very visible in this movie. Like, I've seen worse in other movies, but yeah, it's definitely visible. And just the way, like, I just like how Marini was a woman who didn't really let racist people put her down and stuff. Like, she's the one who actually gave the orders instead of the other way around. And she's definitely an empowering woman. Because man, if really was like that, wow, seeing her presence, man, would be amazing. And then Chadwick Boseman's character like has a huge twist, which yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, then huge spoilers with what to do with his character, because I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking somehow he was going to be the main character, because I hate to say this, before I watched this movie, I didn't even know who Marini was. Even Denzel Washington says that as well. He didn't know who Marini was until this movie, which kind of shows like what Paramount was doing with some of these stars, because they was the ones who were in control of making them memorable and to still be a part of history later on. And then some of the things that happen at the end of the movie kind of show what these people were doing. And having this race records as a category for black people was kind of messed up. Yeah, because black people back then made so much good music, and just the way how they were treated with some people. Yeah, but definitely a great time for black people when it comes to music. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about Levy a little bit before I go back to the main character, Rainey, because Levy was someone who's just basically been through so much as a kid. Like he was basically traumatized as a kid for something that happened to his mother. Like these white men like came into his house while his mother was making like food, and yeah, it gets dark, and like it gets to a point where one of these men attack Levy, so he's bleeding, and then that's when the people leave after what they did to his mom, which is just a messed up. I'm just describing it kind of is more messed up than actually seeing it somehow. Like just it's because of Chadwick Boseman's performance. It kind of made it very haunting when he was talking about it with his band, well, kind of band, because he doesn't really get on with these people. He's just like working for him, for this record for Rainey, because he does have like kind of a feud with Cole Domingo's character, the Strand actor. His name's is it Cutler? Yeah, I think that's his name in this. Yeah, he's a cool character in this. He kind of complains about not getting cash because they keep giving him checks, and that kind of makes trouble for him. Because with the racist times, they're thinking like he didn't earn that money, he just stole it off someone. Yeah, it definitely goes deep in those areas for how those times really were. Yeah, but it was just cool to see Marini like being able to be a higher power over these people. It was really cool. Yeah, she was definitely an inspiring woman for people back then. Yeah, for black people. Because man, when the band's seen apart from Levy, because Levy seems like a character who just he doesn't really care what other people are doing. He just cares about himself, and I don't really blame him for everything that's happened in his life. Yeah, I also didn't kind of finish the story with his past, because afterwards, when the mom took him to get help, even though some people just turned him away. Like when he actually got help, the father basically went after the people who hurt his son and what they did to his wife, and he was able to he killed like four of them, and then the rest just burned him alive. It's just kind of messed up. Well, he first wanted to get his family out of that place, and he kind of smiled at one of the people who did those things to his family, to then go after him afterwards and kill some of them. But then like what happens, he gets burned alive, and that just probably traumatized Levy to what he becomes, like what he is in this movie. Because man, I wasn't expecting all that from Levy, and it's kind of why he thinks there's no God for what happened to him, and how black people are treated as well. On top of that, yeah, living in those times, and he went for all of that, and then the racist times. Yeah, it kind of explains why his character's like this. Like he definitely has a lot of layers. This character, I could talk about him for like an hour or so, like just him alone. Yeah, he's just for Chadwick Boseman's last character. Like there's so much to explore with this character, like of the way how he thinks and everything. And then Marini, like she's like a goddess among people in this movie. Yeah, this movie's like set in Chicago, right? Yeah, I think it's Chicago, because she's doing like a tour, and if things are not going her way, she's just trying to move on because she's proper famous. So, and these people who are of the studio are just trying to please her, and they don't really want to. No, they don't really want to make her mad because they'll just lose such a big star because yeah, like the amount of money they could make from her. But that's the thing, like they only care about her because of her talent. If she didn't have that, like they just walk all over her. And she has like a scene where she's kind of talking about that, which I just can't say it. So it's kind of better to view it. But if you know what scene I'm talking about anyway. When she's talking to, is it I'm not sure if she's talking to Cutler or something. Yeah, like if oh man, it's just the way how they explain it. It's really messed up, and goes back to racism. But yeah, what keeps her strong is her music what her music actually does for people. It's what gets her out of bed every morning, and it's why she keeps going. But Levy, he never really had truly something to keep him going, especially with everything that's happened to him. He never really had like someone to share his life with. The only thing he had was his music, and basically when he loses that, he basically becomes Wanda in WandaVision, if you know what I mean. If you've been watching the show, like when you lose everything, you just lose your mind, and that's what happens to Levy. Unfortunately, he even starts attacking his friends because of how these people are treating him, like the people who he's working with, because he basically gives like stuff that he's written to his manager, and then basically by the end we see that he actually steals that and gives it to the white blue sinners. Well, like they just steal the music basically. It's a messed up situation, and he just pays him like $5 for what he's worth. Like he should be worth more than that, and it's definitely messed up in a lot of ways, and it just sucks to what happens with Levy in the end when Rainey gets when Rainey gets to the point where she fires him, yeah, because he's not really showing Rainey respect, so he just gets fired, and then after what happens with the manager, like he just loses his mind basically from attacking Cutler with a knife, saying that there's no God and stuff. Oh man, that was a wolf scene. I definitely couldn't have watched this movie when it came out. Oh man, and Chadwick Boseman's death, like I was kind of mourning him from then, and then seeing this movie, Jesus, no. And then when he kills the guy at the bottom left, like damn, just because he stepped on his shoe by accident, like oh my god, that's when he crossed the line and his life was over. And that was kind of a sad ending for his character. And for Rainey, like she's able to record, her song with the band. Even she wanted like her nephew Sylvester to be a part of it, even though he kind of has like a stutter. But yeah, he eventually conquers that and is able to record the record, and it doesn't really happen. And yeah, it got to a point where the manager and stuff was going to pay, basically not pay Sylvester and take some of the money from Rainey, but she wasn't having that. Like she was gonna make sure things are done right, and he gets his own pay, and it's not coming out of her pay, and it's not just because it should be fair, and they're gonna get a bunch of money from this, so really like they shouldn't be thinking like that, but you know how things are back then, yeah. But yeah, I definitely really look up to this woman, and it's definitely a change from what we normally see in these type of movies. If just how they treat black people and stuff in these times, and I'm just happy that I got to see someone who was able to kind of have more power and not be put down so much. Yeah, because I do find it hard to watch these movies these days with how black people were treated, but it kind of shows how strong we really were. And what we actually brought to the world. But yeah, I definitely really enjoyed this movie. This is a movie I could easily watch, again tomorrow. Yeah, I just wanted to finally review this for at least one movie in Black History Month, even though I wish I kind of reviewed more now. But next time. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. I didn't really want to use my cam this time. Yeah, my hair's a bit messy, but yeah. I definitely enjoyed this movie. Definitely a memorable performance from Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, bro. You're a legend. And Viola Davis, you also did an awesome job as Rainey. But yep, guys, that's my review. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.